With the crypto market the way it is, it might seem to some that people are losing interest in the market. However, while that might be true for some cryptos, it is definitely not true for Shib, especially when the UK is concerned. To get all the information on this, make sure to keep watching this video. Disclaimer. Getting right into it. It's no longer news that 2022 hasn't been the best year for the crypto market. While 2021 could be considered the golden era for crypto, 2022 could be considered the complete opposite, with many cryptos losing most of the gains that they made in the last year. However, in all of this, a few tokens have continued to hold the attention of both current and prospective investors, and Shib is thankfully one of them. There are many countries where Shib continues to remain popular, but it looks like the token is particularly famous in the UK. Earlier this year, a study showed that Shib was the most popular crypto in the UK, and this was determined by how many searches were made about the token. Now, towards the end of the year, this interest has not waned. People in the UK continue to search for Shib. If you stop to think about this, you would increasingly realize how big a deal this is. Remember that Shiba Inu is currently not one of the top 10 tokens by market cap. What this means is that there are more than 10 cryptos that have a larger market cap than Shib, but it is Shib that has managed to hold the interest of people in countries like the UK. Shiba Inu must be doing something right to have achieved this feat. Something else that was found out that you might want to know is that major institutions continue to be interested in crypto, and might even be more interested at this point than retail investors. According to Cointelegraph, despite the market conditions, major institutions still remain interested in the industry and continue to pour millions in crypto-related projects. This could probably explain the number of whales that just continue to buy huge amounts of Shib, don't you think? That said, why exactly does Shib remain popular in countries like the UK, in spite of the battle that the token is still having with its price? Well, it could be because of all the successful projects that the dev team has continued to launch. In fact, this year alone has seen the dev team launch enough successful projects to sustain the interest of people. So maybe that's why people in the UK have continued to be interested. The fact that Shibarium hasn't yet been launched is something else that might have led to the increase in Shib searches. At this point, everybody who has heard of Shib has also heard of Shibarium and knows what Shibarium is supposed to do for the ecosystem. So it could be that people have continued to check up on Shib to get updates on Shibarium, which probably should have been launched by now. It might also be due to the fact that there are now a variety of ways to purchase Shib, both in the UK and many other countries. Shiba Inu is a long way from where it started, and many crypto exchanges now carry the token. So it could be that more people are searching out the token and probably considering buying it because there are now a lot of options. And searching out some of these options might be counting towards the search for Shib. Now, of course, we do not know for sure why Shib has struck a particular chord in the UK, among a number of other countries. I've just thrown out what I think could be the reasons. You can share your own opinions with us in the comments section. By the way, make sure to watch this video to the end to find out this week's Shiba Inu price prediction made by an expert. Speaking of sustained interests, the whales have continued to purchase Shib in large sums. But before we get into that, this channel has a daily giveaway of 100,000 Shib. For a chance to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment below #ShibaInu. Good luck! The most recent purchase happened in under 24 hours, and it saw a couple of whales grab a cumulative 216 billion Shib. Some might think they purchased the tokens to sell them again, but that wouldn't be true. Evidence shows that where the worth of the top 500 whales wallet was about $71 million at Friday, it was worth about $73 million after the recent purchase. So these whales have been buying Shib to hodl, and they are probably some of the longest hodlers in the ecosystem. Either whales have been purchasing really large amounts of Shib, or they have not been the only ones purchasing the tokens because the trading volume for Shib spiked significantly not too long ago. What's more, this goes to show that the UK is most probably not the only country that is interested in Shiba Inu. After all, they alone cannot have caused the trading volume for Shib to increase that significantly. That said, aside from the 216 billion, whales also recently moved more than 5 trillion Shib tokens. According to You Today, on Friday, whales transferred a staggering amount of over 5 trillion Shib. The Whale Alert crypto tracker published 2 transactions carrying slightly over 2.8 trillion tokens each. This amount of tokens equates to roughly $52 million in fiat. Moving on from that, the Fed is yet to have that meeting. And if you watched yesterday's video, you know that economists expect the result of that meeting to be an increase in interest rate. And it was also mentioned that an increase in interest rate could work either of 2 ways for Shiba Inu and the rest of crypto. Shib could get the way of the traditional financial market and plummet or be considered a hedge against inflation and pump. But the US is not the only component that has the potential to influence the crypto market, or Shib specifically. Experts have also mentioned China and the fact that its economy is reopening. For those who don't know, China went back into lockdown for a while, but the lockdown has now been lifted, which means that its market is reopening. So experts believe that we might start to see some price pumps with Shib and the rest of the crypto market. But what do you think? One last thing before we call it a day here. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is not looking good and could get even worse according to experts. For those who don't know, the Fear and Greed Index is used to determine the current social sentiment in the crypto market. That is, analysts use it to determine how willing crypto holders are to take more risks. Well, the Fear and Greed Index is currently at 26, which is the lowest that it has ever been, and it indicates that there is extreme fear in the crypto market. This is quite understandable considering how volatile the crypto market has been this year, with many investors recording losses as a result. That said, the crypto market has been relatively stable in the last 2 weeks, which is happening for the first time since the collapse of FTX. As a result, it wouldn't be far-fetched to expect the Fear and Greed Index to rise back up. However, analysts are saying that we shouldn't expect this anytime soon. According to You Today, unfortunately, historical analysis of the chart shows such periods do not last long. A significant drop in volatility on the market is a great condition to calm down investors who have been selling most of their assets during the storm and panic, causing the state of extreme fear. But the low volatility is temporary, and according to corresponding indicators and factors, the market is more likely to drop further down rather than bounce in the next volatility spike. But what do you think? While the Crypto Fear and Greed Index might be looking scary right now, crypto investors have been getting back into Bitcoin. The number of addresses that hold between 10 and 1,000 Bitcoin is at a record high. The last time this number was seen was back in 2020. In the past 9 months, Bitcoin whales and sharks have increased the size of their portfolio by more than 5%, and at this point the number of whales that hold between 10 and 1,000 Bitcoin are upwards of 151,000. That said, it doesn't take an analyst to figure out that the increase in purchases is directly related to the drop in price in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more affordable than it has been in years, and people are just seizing the opportunity to get into it in order to not miss a possible next price pump. With that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then please like this video and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please share this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.